All righty, everybody. Welcome to this special edition of Brownsville Tech Live. And in the house tonight, we've got Miss Daisy Zamora, who is running for City Commissioner for District 4. Daisy, welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's the first time you've been on the show. We've had a few candidate interviews throughout the last few weeks, and we are glad to have you. And could you tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you've been, what you've done? Give us a little bit about your background, your education, your professional work, and so forth.
Yes. So I grew up in Brownsville. I was born in Mexico, but came here when I was about 10 years old. Um, and we came with very little, and it was hard. My mom used to work at a shrimp sorting facility, frozen shrimp. I don't know if you remember those. Um, we
Yes.
used to have them. Yeah, her hands would hurt at night from the pain of having having her hands in that frozen environment for so many hours. So that's what I remember from the time when I was around like 10, 11. Um, it was it was difficult, but we learned to just work hard, to be resilient, to make it through, and that's what we did. My two sisters and I, all went to college. We never doubted that that would happen. It was all my mom, right? Just good solid values. um and and I guess I was an overachiever, right? I took the whole, your education is all you've got, like, way too seriously. So right after I got a bachelor's, I went on to get a PhD in public health. I really wanted to be of service. I think that is something that, like, I remember from the time I was like 7 years old. I wanted to do something that mattered, something that brought value to people.
And what made you decide to run?
Um, well, I think the same thing. That so I study public health, and I'm a scientist right now, a professor, and in my work, right, like I do things to help people, to help them be healthy, to help them have a better life. And since I moved back to Brownsville about 11 years ago, I've been very involved in doing that right here in my community. And and that's something that's very, very, deep to my heart. It's I cannot imagine being any other way. um so about 9 years ago is when I started working towards creating the West Rail Trail. This is with the Friends of the West Rail Trail. We collected over 5,000 signatures to 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 um, uh, uh, influence what was going to happen in that corridor. 10 years ago, there was really very little motivation for the city and county to work together to make this happen. Um, but because of like all, the West Brownsville really wanted it, right? The community wanted it, and I think when something comes from the community, it is difficult to ignore. And and I'm very happy that now, like, so many people get to use it. It's just wonderful, to sit at Oliveira Park and just watch, all these people, like, walking and cycling it every day.
So what is the
And
West
that so
Trail?
that's why I'm running.
Yeah. So what does the West Trail consist of exactly?
It's a trail. It's a 7-mile trail that goes from it's close to Amigoland Mall, like Palm
Okay.
Boulevard and Amigoland Mall, um, all the way to the flea market. It goes through West Brownsville.
All right. So it's basically a hiking and a biking trail primarily.
Yes.
Now,
And
does that go through the old railroad tracks and stuff like that?
yes, it used to be railroad.
Okay. So it was that infamous railroad by Amigo Land Mall.
Yes, yes. I used to work at Amigo Lermo.
Uh-huh.
Um, this is when I was in high school. I worked at Bell's, and yes, I remember many times sitting, sitting in the car waiting for the the train to go by.
Yeah, we remember having to go to Amiga Land Mall and having to deal with that train for sure. Both coming and going, you know. I remember it used to like go out there and then come
Oh
back,
yes,
and then it would do
yes,
it
yes.
several times, and you
And
were
it would
like,
trick
"Oh,
you.
yeah, it would trick you, right?" So,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Well, definitely, there one of the things that I was talking about in the last couple of interviews is that, one of the things that Brownsville has made quite an investment has been in hiking and biking trails. I think we've got some pretty nice hiking and biking trails, and that's, kudos to Commissioner Gowan for her dedication to biking right over the last several years. So, it's something that I think is unique to us primarily. I know that there's other cities in the valley that have kind of, wanted to emulate what we've done here, but I think we were way ahead of everybody else when it comes to the hiking and the biking. Um, I use mine quite a bit here where I live, so I'm pretty happy that we've got somewhere safe to be able to walk or bike or run or whatever, right? So,
Yeah. See, I still don't have that
yeah.
because even though I work so hard on the West Rail Trail, if I want to take my kids or myself, right, like to access the trail, we have to risk our lives
Oh gosh.
because yes, the we have to like ride with traffic
Right.
through it's really unsafe, and it doesn't have to be unsafe. There are very tangible solutions to connect neighborhoods to the trail, but nobody has cared to do that in District 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the things I wanted to kind of chime in on was with regards to what you thought some of the most pressing issues that we currently are facing in the city. Obviously, you're running for District 4, which comprises downtown, right? And
Mhm.
it comprises downtown, and then it goes all the way up. I think even like down to the new Medeta development, if I'm correct. So I wanted to get an idea from you what you thought some of the pressing issues you foresee, or the challenges, better yet, that you foresee currently in the city that you would like to tackle, or you would like to see tackle, right, collectively together.
Um, so I think that
1 second. Sorry about that. Alrighty. I think